What's up, everybody? And welcome to another episode of HoodStarzz podcast. I'm your host. You already know this, Reese Copeland. I'm also the real Mr. Long Island. And I'm also the young people's mentor. And I got to add one more title to this thing. I'm also a diehard anti-Trump supporter. I just wanted to put that out there. I know you might be saying, where the fuck that come from? No, I want motherfuckers to know. I'm a diehard anti-Trump supporter.
For all the Trump lovers?
Yeah.
For all the Trump lovers?
Yeah, for all the Trump lovers out there. And I would tear into your ass if you try to defend that bozo to me. So, I just wanted to put that out there and stuff and everything. But anyway, like I said, man, welcome to another episode of HoodStarzz podcast. This episode is part 2 to my very first episode. I don't know if a lot of y'all caught my first episode. If you didn't, make sure you go check it out. And the title of that episode was called SNITCHIN, the Untold Real Story. And the reason why I gave it that title is because I'm using this platform of mine, this HoodStarzz platform of mine, to reach out to my youth. And I want them to know that I want them to know the whole story surrounding this whole thing about snitching, because they don't know the whole story. They only know the half of the story. And especially if they ain't never been in them shoes before. So today you're going to get it from 2 people that's been in them shoes. And to help me do that, I have my dear friend John here today to help me do that. What up, John, man?
To be here.
Yeah, welcome. Thank you for coming. We finally made this happen and everything. And I appreciate you coming, man.
Because I'm going to tell the real truth.
Yeah, we're going to keep it real. Yeah, they need to know. That's what I said, the untold real story. We was never told the real story, you know? So I'm going to do the youth a favor and tell them the real story, shit that we weren't told. Because the only thing that we were told as coming up is that don't tell.
Don't snitch.
Don't snitch. That's it. And that's it. And it made it seem like it's just that easy. And I want my youth to know it ain't just that easy. If it was just that easy, we wouldn't have all these people telling. You know? So we're gonna dive into this today, man. Once again, I appreciate you coming. Because I know this is a very touchy topic, but your story needs to be told. And these youth need to hear this, you know? So for my audience out there, John, he actually corroborated in his case. And I wanted him to come on today to tell his story so the youth and a lot of the audience out there, a lot of my audience out there can hear from the horse's mouth. Because we do have a lot of 40-year-olds and 50-year-old men going on all these platforms, all these podcasts, calling this one a snitch, that one a snitch. 40 and 50-year-old men now. Calling this one a snitch and that one a snitch. And I don't feel the youth is getting anything from that. Because it's bigger than that.
Yeah.
And so without further ado, we're just going to jump right into it. Where was you raised at? Like what?
Born in Amityville.
Amityville? I never knew that. I never knew that you was born in Amityville.
Lived in Wyandanch for a little bit. Lived in Bellport.
Right.
But, you know, my stomping grounds is Maroc.
Yeah, Maroc. But if anybody don't know what Maroc is, that's backwards for quorum. Exit 64. That's where it pops off at.
Look, exit 64.
Exit 64. You know what I'm saying?
Exit 64.
Yup,
that's
Maroc.
where it all happened.
Quorum spelled backwards. That's what the young dudes call it now.
Yeah.
They named it Maroc. You know, that's not a bad name. I like that name actually.
Yeah.
So you was born in all those hoods, fair to say. They all hoods.
Amityville, just been jumping around.
Yeah. So just like any other hood, we were taught the day we come out the womb, our mother's womb, and our neighborhoods, don't tell, right? And that's something we live with every day and all day, and we find ourselves as we get older and older, we start representing that. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I'm saying? So, how old was you when you started getting into the life of crime?
I was young. 13, 14. Like that crack epidemic was crazy.
So you started with the crack?
I started with I started snatching purses.
Oh, okay. All right. That's what I'm saying. Okay.
Me and my sisters we was on. They sent me in the grocery store to do surveillance.
Oh shit!
See who getting their food stamps, because back then we had the food stamp books.
The books where you had to rip out the bills.
You come out with a pocket full of books. Oh, she got it. Yeah. I follow out. I'm like, yo, I go out before her.
Right.
Point them out. Boop bop, boop bop.
It's a done deal.
Soon as she get out, she get bumbled. It's like
right.
it was a hustle.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like everybody, just like how people start mugging.
Yeah.
But I went through.
Hey, we talking about the neighborhoods here.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
This is what we was doing, like the hustle every day, all day.
I was young. I was probably at that time. I was probably like 11, right on straight path, right out on wine dance,
right.
Scoping, scheming shit out, and then my sister go do they do. But you got, even back then,
right,
you got people telling, because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have got caught.
Right.
But it's the hustlers who's wanting to make money and wanting to buy the food stamps. Oh,
right.
Yo, why you doing that to her? But in a way, they ain't got nothing to do with you. If you getting your money, get your money.
Get your money.
But
right.
She get pummeled. We out of here.
Yeah.
Back then, how the food like the bodegas and go trade the food stamps in, you gonna get some cash.
Yeah, exactly.
My sister was going to get clothes.
Shit, still to this day,
they still do it. So it's like,
still doing it.
It's like it was a scam.
Yeah.
So that's what we used to do, a little scam. But then, one of the dudes who was supposed to buy the food stamps, he chases us down and call the police and.
What?
But it happened.
Yeah.
This is right in mine there. It's on straight path. But that was back in the day. So back then I knew it wasn't no loyalty. It was just like everybody for themselves.
Right.
And right now it's like with the youth coming up, don't believe your man is your man. Don't believe your boy is your boy, because
absolutely not.
Once the thumb get put on you and you under that pressure, it's gonna be a man for themselves.
So when did you start getting into the crack game?
6'4".
6'4".
6'4".
You started in Morocco?
Yeah.
That's where you started at with the crack game?
Because my sisters went down south. I was with my moms by myself. When they came back up here, we moved out to Corum. We was staying in Miss Dawson's house.
Where at?
Right on Dunbar.
Dunbar. Right.
A block away from the park.
Yeah, no doubt.
Block away from the park.
Yep.
So the park is where it was at. And it's like, you ain't had to go far for some action, so it was lit.
Right.
By then, my sister's boyfriend was already out there. Everybody moving and shaking. So I'm picking up little cues here and there, but I was living with my pops before I came out. So my pops is like a real church going.
Oh, okay.
I'm in church every Sunday, good life.
Same thing, I was the same way too.
So it's like I got both sides of the fence.
Yeah.
So that's why at times I'm very humble and I'm very grateful. But at times it's like, you don't want to flip the switch and be like, because I don't like to be that person, but the streets taught you, once you raised in the streets, it taught you how to act, how to maintain, how to keep a motherfucker off you, how to keep a nigga off you. So it's like,
Actually, my church, I used to go to church every Sunday too. My grandmother had us in church. I was actually an acolyte too. But my church was right by the park. Like you said, right by the park. We be on church on Sundays. We can hear the music. They set up the equipment, mechanic crew and all of them, DJ Pearl and all of them out there, man, set the music up. We can't wait to get out of church and get to that park. But that was the good old days, man. But anyway, so that's how you got started, and you got your little run started with selling.
Once I moved out there, I met the notorious one. You know, my little crew was notorious. They was like, you know, Doe and you know, it's like my boy got a bad rap, even though like he was the youngest dude in Suffolk County to get caught for a sale.
Right.
It's like after that he got a bad rap. It's like he got a bad name. Oh, you hanging with him, you hanging with him. So it's like wherever it was John, it was him. Right. Where it was him, it was John. So I'm just like, you know, and I learned a lot from him. Even though he's a couple years younger than me,
right?
He taught me a lot about the streets.
You can always learn something from it. Doesn't matter.
You can learn something from anybody.
From a dummy.
And yeah, you can learn a lot from a dummy. So he taught me a lot. And it's like, you know, from with him, it was just up. Like, you know, it was up from there, like, and I guess it was more so it was more so like me just seeing the lifestyle, wanting to emulate it, wanting to be in it, and it's like, you know, but in that lifestyle you can't be so humble. You can't be so nice.
No,
like
not at all.
You have to have the iron fist and be like, you know.
I mean, dealing with the streets, period. It's not even just that one. Like it's dealing with the streets, period.
But you know what? It's like sometimes it gives you a bad rap when you, oh, he did this, but it makes you look good in a way. But I know me in the back of my mind, the way I was raised, like I ain't gonna do like that. Yeah. But unless I have to,
right? But
it's like, I guess that's where, you know, I got the, oh, he's cool, he's all right, because you owe me some money, I'm not gonna go upside your head.
Oh,
yeah. I just cut you off, you know. Yep. A lot of my boys like, oh, you owe me money.
Yeah. Motherfuckers do that shit over $20. Yeah. I'm like, yo, motherfuckers serious?
I'm not gonna go upside your head. I was the type to be like, you in the now you on the list, or you in the red. If you in the red, you on the list.
Yeah. And sometimes I'm glad and you owe me money because now you can't ask me for another favor.
Exactly.
Now you won't ask me for another favor. So anyway, so let's get right down to this situation here. Now, from my understanding, I came home in 2018, right, from my bid and stuff and everything like that. When did you court the case? That 2018?
17.
Oh, so it was before I came home. Oh, okay, all right. So for my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, you was going to court. It was a state charge first, right? Am I correct? Would you like to say what kind of case it was?
Possession in the first.
Possession in the first?
Possession in the first, over 8 ounces of crack cocaine.
Right.
It was a couple of ounces of dope, some heroin.
Oh, okay.
But even before that, like a couple of weeks before that, what actually put them on to, I figured they was already on,
right,
to me.
But how did you figure that? What?
The streets talk. Like,
okay.
So you got a lot of people in the streets who get high who think, all right, since I'm getting high, it don't. The snitching don't apply to me. It don't, so it doesn't apply to everybody. Yeah, you know, per se. It just only applies to certain people.
It only applies to, but the consequences is the same. But the person that's telling it doesn't make any sense, right? Don't apply.
So
right?
I was on the fleet. I pulled up there, and Mooshi, Robert Earl's daughter, she calls the police on me.
Shout out to my man Robert Earl, man. Word. Earl Squirrel.
She calls the police on me. So as I'm pulling out the yard, she said I tried to hit her with my car. You know, it's like when you're in the streets, you have relations with these women.
Yeah.
Dealing with these women, and you. So as I'm pulling out, she's flagging. She already called them. She already called the police, but now she's flagging them down.
What?
So I pull over, like, got my license, even though I had a 6-pack in the car, everything. I'm drinking, put everything. Look, hold on. Took the fanny pack off because like
regular all day activity in the hood.
I got the fanny pack from Dave Dyson. Shout out to Dave Dyson.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Dave Dyson.
I brought the fanny pack back. The OG, the triple OG.
Yeah, triple OG. God bless.
Brought the fanny pack back. Left it in the car. Jump out. Talk to the police, addressing them. Mm-hmm. So as we're talking to the police, she's standing right here. I'm standing right here. She's like, I'm pregnant. He tried to hit me with his car. I didn't hit you with the car. You standing in the way. I drove past you. You jumped out the way. She's like, I'm pregnant. So, fanny pack in the car.
Right.
These motherfuckers in the car is getting uneasy. They're like, I ain't sitting with this shit. I ain't sitting with this shit.
Oh, you had people sitting in the car?
Yeah, because I jumped out the car to talk to the police. Like, I pulled up. They didn't pull me over.
Right.
They didn't pull me over, so I jumped out to go talk to them. Like, all right, yeah, she's flagging them down. I don't want to be like, I'm hot.
Yep,
no,
exactly.
so
let me go dead this and de-escalate this now.
Yeah, let me go de-escalate this now.
Right.
So, jump out the car, leave the bag in the car. They're passing the bag out the car now. So they like, all right, yo, I ain't holding this shit.
All the shit in front of the police? What, the police ain't paying attention?
Police is over here.
Over there. Oh, okay. All right.
But Mooshi's paying attention though.
Oh.
So now she's like, look, they're passing drugs out the car.
Oh, shit.
They're passing drugs out the car. Look.
Right.
So now that's what his attention went to. His attention is going to.
Yeah. Now forget this shit here. Now
forget that.
Yeah, you said drugs.
You're not over there. You're over here. But now she's telling you you're passing drugs out the car. Now it's like, okay. Dominique grabbed the bag.
Took off. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Took off. Beat it. Ran. They couldn't find it. I'm like, good. They had us there for like 45 minutes. 5, 6 police cars come up.
They pulling up.
They pulling up, searching. They couldn't find the bag. Let us go. Let everybody go. Let Dominique go because they didn't find nothing.
Right.
Go to the crib, switch cars. I come back down because Dominique's in the car. I'm like, all right, come back down, go get the bag. Dwight called me. He's like, yo, they found it. But this is after they let us go.
Yeah.
Now it's like,
you
found it like maybe at 45 minutes later, an hour later, you let us go.
I don't give a fuck what you found. It ain't mine.
You didn't see me.
I was standing there talking to y'all when y'all found that shit. What fuck, you crazy?
But this is how the streets talk.
Yeah.
You didn't find it on me. I'm standing with you, and you see it get past out the car. Now, so it's like,
I used to have a field day with those type of cases.
Like with
beat
that,
them all the time.
So I think like 2-3 days later, that was like a Thursday. My nephew had just came home from jail. I'm like, I'm out. I'm not even staying out here. We went out to the city for some Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We out partying. We just chilling.
Giving him a good time. Yep.
Monday, I get a call from Riverhead. They went and scooped Dominique up. Wow. So they picked Dominique up for possession. So get her out, bail her out, go to the lawyer's office, get a lawyer. Like, how you going to let us go, then come back and pick us up and charge us for some shit that you never found on us?
Yeah, exactly.
So
that's a beatable case all across the board.
Yeah, but it was just like, this is just the fuckery. This is shit. This shit
of course, I dealt with that. Yeah.
But now, this is how, now they're like, what really put them on to me because, I've never got caught with that amount of shit like that. Like,
right.
And that shit right there, it was like maybe 200 grams of dope. It was like 200 grams of dope. So once they see that, they're like, all right, we got something off the street. Now, the beams, the radar's on me.
Right.
But I work.
I'm
working. I go to work every day, come home and, do what I do. I play in the streets, but that's after hours. But,
so how did they tie you up? What did you get tied up in at?
It was a day. I was taking my baby mother to drop her car off to the shop. Went and dropped the car off to the shop. Came back. I'm at the Wiz. Who I see? Squirrel.
No.
I see Squirrel. So
my God.
I go holler at him, and when I see him, Joe. It's like two blue and whites. We at the Wiz on Granny, and it's like two blue and whites just pull. They going down towards the park, but they just pulled over to the side.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
you know, just pulled
going
over.
Down Granny, pulled over to the side.
Pulled over. So I'm just like, you know, Joe like, I ain't going down there. He ain't got no license. He went the other way.
Right.
Earl like, yo, just go to my daughter's house. I see you at my daughter's house. Like, all right.
Right.
As soon as I drove past him, he jumped right behind me. Like,
they must have saw you, right? At the Wiz? At the Wiz, yeah.
But see me, all I'm doing, I'm standing.
Yeah, you standing where they must have said, oh, they who we looking for. There he go right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now when they pulled me over, when they pulled me over, it was that one cop. But by the time I pulled over, it was like 3 police. 3 police cars. Just that quick. From 1 to 3.
Right.
So I'm like, all right. The back seat. Shit let down. Put the shit in the trunk.
Right.
Shit is in the trunk. Like, Danny in the back seat with my son. They're like, I smell weed. I'm not smoking weed with my son in the car.
Yeah. But that's
like,
just
he like
the
20,
fuckery.
He's like maybe not even 1.5, 2 years. So I'm not smoking the weed in the son in the
fuckery.
car. Sharif and Elmo mom, she came outside because we pulled up right there. Miss Missy, she pulled up right there. She just started filming.
Right.
She recorded.
Like, as she should.
And I'm saying to myself, like, okay, they pulled me out the car talking about because they smell weed.
Right.
Never found no weed in the car because there wasn't no weed in the car. So now it's like, oh, open the trunk. You don't have a search warrant for the trunk. What are you opening the trunk for? All of this is on video. They go in the trunk.
Right.
Find the fanny pack in the trunk. I get locked up. And it was like, since, like, once I got locked up, I go down, like, I got my son in the car, big mom's in the car. I'm just like, all right, this is all on me. I ain't.
Yeah, not even nothing. They don't got shit.
This is all on me. But at the same time, this shit is on video that y'all going in the trunk. So I can go down there and say, I can write a statement saying everything is mine. But y'all still on video illegally searching my car.
And I'm gonna get all this thrown out.
So like once it goes to
you
the
think like
suppression
me?
hearing,
Once it goes you think like me.
Once it goes
I be thinking that fast.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Wait a minute. Yeah, this nigga done phone.
All this shit get thrown out.
Yeah, all this shit gonna get thrown out.
And it's on video. And then I went soon. I bailed out, got the video, took the video to the lawyer's office. But now it's like, okay, once I go to the suppression hearing in the state. Now they bring the feds. So I'm like,
same exact thing that happened to me.
Now it's like, all right, now it's not a state case. Now it's a fed case. So it's like now.
So let me stop you right there for a second. So now, was you? This is what I heard. I heard that you was at court one day, right, and walking out, and that's when they came and got you and took you to the feds. Did that happen?
No. Oh. So they came to me like already when I was in Riverhead.
Okay.
They came to me.
Who did, the feds?
Yeah, the feds came, pulled me. I'm like, all right, they took me to the white building, came through, they was asking me, all right, either get on the bus or get rolled over. I'm gonna take my chances. I'm gonna get rolled over. Like I can beat this in a suppression hearing.
Right.
And he's telling me like, yo, listen, well, we got people who's going to testify to what's going on, what you're doing, what do you, so at the same time, I'm thinking, So
you're not being charged right now. They're just questioning you? Okay.
So now I'm thinking like, who's in the feds right now that could be like, all right, I bought drugs from him. Only one person that got picked up around that time. So somebody who Mont introduced me to. So Mont is like, after a certain time of night, he's not coming out. He's not coming outside.
That's how I used to.
So he's like, yo, he'll run it to me. Now, this is somebody I didn't know, I'm not familiar with. He gets picked up, and I done, plenty of times.
Dealt with him
plenty of times, and now it's like, damn. So it's like, then come to find out, after I did cooperate with him, I'm in there with him, he's on the case. So it's like, if I didn't do what I did, he would have been sitting on me and mine anyway. So it's like, I saved myself. Like, I don't care what everybody else think, or I save myself. Fuck everybody else. But that's what I'm telling like the youth.
Right.
When it comes down to it, it's gonna be either you or them.
Just like the feds told you, and when he was talking to you better jump on this bus.
Get on the bus. Get rolled over.
Yeah, word on my mother. Because you gonna jump on it or you gonna miss it.
And not only that, Mousy.
Right.
Howard Davis, he got 149 years with a life sentence because he didn't want to take 20 years. Like, if they offer you that, you ain't want to take the 20?
Yep.
Take that. Like, a lot of people won't. And I was in there with his brother. His brother went on the stand on him. Like, at the same time, it's like you get your family would like it's a lot with the game. Like, the game is fucked up. I know, see that,
and that's why this is why we need the youth to hear. It's a 1, 2, 3 thing. It's not as easy as you think. Now, going back to the when they was questioning you. So when did you actually get charged federally? Was it that time they came and picked you up, brought you to the building and was questioning you?
Nah.
So sometime later?
It was like a week. It was like 2 weeks later. Before I got so I had my bail situation all set up to where they was like, all right, my bail was $200,000, so I had to have somebody with that money in the bank.
Yeah, I know. You know, I had to do the same thing. You got to make sure this money ain't coming from nowhere illegally. Yeah, so every dollar got to line up.
Exactly. So they got to do the hearing
legally.
If that money been in there. So my sister came.
I forgot what hearing that thing is called. I had the same thing.
Because I was going to say it too, but
I had that same thing.
So
your case is something like mine then.
Once I got bailed out. I think as soon as I left the jail and went to my daughter's game, my daughter had a basketball game. So we was at the went to the Longwood High School to the basketball game. I was there, seeing a couple people, kiki. I think that next week, my lawyer came to me and was like, well, they got X, Y, and Z cooperating witnesses, and I'm saying to myself, I'm still running the tape back, like, how many people I done dealt with that's in the feds already that can be like, all right, yeah, I bought drugs from him. So it's like, with that being said, I'm like, all right, now I got my baby mother situation to where now, because she got arrested and she got charged with it. So they charged her because I wouldn't cooperate with them.
Oh, so shit.
They charged her. Now we got a CPS case. We couldn't stay at the house with the kids because the baby was in the car.
Right.
So now it's like, it's a hardship. She can't stay at the house. A family member got to stay at the house and watch the kids.
Yeah.
The family member wasn't getting along with my kids.
All that shit.
And it's like, it was just a headache. Now it's like, all right, we can make your life a lot worse. Like, this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Right.
And you know, they play dirty at the same time. So it's like, all right, once they came back, it's like, yo, I know I can beat them in the state. But now this
run circles around the motherfuckers in the state. That's what I was. This is exactly why. See, your shit's something similar to mine. That's exactly why they sent my case to the feds. You know, my case wasn't a federally investigated case. My shit was a state case, and I'm always beating shit. And I was ready to go to a suppression hearing, and that's when Robert Trotter, the detective from the precinct, and he's not a detective no more. I think he's a state legislator or something shit like that now, or local legislator or some shit like that now. I'm waiting to see his motherfucking ass so I can curse him the fuck out. Well, anyway, yeah, so he went to the feds. And that's how my shit became feds. Now, going back to what you were saying that you was trying to figure out who was in the feds that or dealing with the feds that you dealt with. It don't have to necessarily be anybody that was dealing with the feds. It could be a state case. And once the feds take it over, then it's in their jurisdiction.
It could be somebody who said that they bought drugs from you.
Yeah, anybody.
It could be like, yo, Oh, I bought drugs from him.
Yeah.
And, oh yeah, are you willing to
And that could be a
testify to
motherfucker
that?
from the state. And we're taking over the case now. Oh, you was buying
It
drugs
could be
from him?
somebody you in jail with.
Yup.
You sitting in jail with these motherfuckers and they trying to get out. And all right, let me call the feds and listen, yeah, he's doing this XYZ. Like the game is dirty. Like when you go to jail, don't talk to nobody.
No, that's what they always tell you. Don't
case.
talk to nobody, especially over there. God damn.
And motherfuckers,
they got ways to get out. They got all kinds of ways. They got shit. What that shit is called? Route 33. They got all kinds of shit.
They do.
You
do.
Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say? You can get convicted and still tell on a motherfucker and get some time off, or like, you know what I'm saying? That's called a Route 32 or something. 33 or some shit like that.
Convicted by an inmate. You talking in jail. Jail talk.
So
he say, she say.
So like a week later is when they came and got you and charged you federally. Where were you? Like you at home or something? Or?
I was home.
Oh, word. You came
I
to
was
the crib?
home. The lawyer called me. I went down to the lawyer's office. He was like, But at the same time, like the lawyer was the one who was like, once the feds called me, I'm like, once they took me to the white building and sat me down, I ain't gonna lie, I cried, Reese. I'm just like, tears came out my eyes. I'm like,
yo, that white building's scary.
Listen, I'm just like,
yo, that white building is scary, man.
They go off a point scale.
Yup.
This legal aid coming here and she's going over the points. I don't want you. Call my lawyer. Right. Call my lawyer. So at the time, my lawyer's a federal. She had my lawyer's number. She called him. She's like, yeah, we're at the white building. And it's just like, this shit sinking in like.
Yeah. So they was on your body then. Was they on your body then about cooperating? Mm-hmm. Right then and there.
Yeah.
Yep. They don't waste no time.
Yeah.
They get straight to it.
A lot of these times, the lawyers are not for you. They just want that money. A lot of these lawyers are not for you. They want that bread, and they just like, we're gonna try to get you the best deal possible.
I mean, at the end of the day, in a lot of situations, it's really nothing they can do because they go by guidelines. They got mandatory minimum. It's a totally different ball game from the state. What you say?
Totally different.
Totally different.
So guidelines, you got mandatory minimums.
You got all kinds of shit.
You got mandatory max. Like
you got all kinds of shit.
All this, like once we're gonna charge you with X, Y, Z, and your mandatory minimum is 20 years.
Yeah.
20 years from.
Explain to my audience, what does a mandatory 20 mean?
You're not doing nothing less than that.
Yeah. And the only way to get under that is to what?
Cooperate.
That's the only way.
Snitch. Yep. Or, like I said, some people call it cooperating, some people call it snitching.
Right.
Listen, I call it, freeing the slaves. Yeah. Because I'm not going to be in there.
Call me a snitch out on the street.
Listen.
Right? No, I'm talking about listen, call me, I don't give a fuck about call me a snitch out on the street. I don't want to be sitting in jail. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what? Anyway.
Yeah,
you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, cool, because you know what? I'm free.
Yeah, I'm free.
A free snitch.
You call me all kinds of snitch you want me now, right? So that's how serious it be. That's how serious it be. So they was on your body then. Oh, you better jump on this. You better jump on that. This person's telling on you, trying to get you to okay. So
but at the same time, it's some truth to it.
Yeah.
But.
Yep.
They gotta throw some
extra on there.
So at the same time, they ain't lying.
No, nah. They ain't lying. They just throw a little extra on it. But they not lying.
Throw a little extra sauce on it and spice it up a little bit. But at the same time, the same motherfuckers who you dealing with is like, him did it.
Yep. So when did you actually decide to cooperate? Was it then? Or later on down the line, before you actually signed a 5K1 deal? And for anybody, explain to them what a 5K1 deal is before
it's like a 5K1 is basically a cooperation agreement.
Yep.
So I couldn't be out there hustling, selling them more. I was basically working for them.
Right.
So I couldn't be like, all right, I need this, I need that. No, I couldn't sell drugs at all.
No, yeah. They don't want you doing that. Yeah.
You can't sell drugs, you can't hustle, you can't do none of that shit.
They wasn't gonna let you do like they let Whitey Bulger do.
Yeah, be out there and still hustling, still doing anything.
Still killing, and all kinds of shit, yo.
So with that, they was like, yo, listen, you know, everybody still do what they do. And I told them, like, because I done, you know, once you get that 5K one, was you still hustling? Yeah, I was still hustling.
Right.
Because I still got to feed my family. I still got to play the image. You want me to go, you know, cooperate and do this. Nobody stops hustling. Just stop.
How am I going to feed my family? I ain't going to get no motherfucking job.
Who just stops hustling?
Right now.
Anybody who just stops hustling is like...
Right.
It's like, yeah, like, keep an eye on this nigga. Like,
so he ain't hustling no more?
Niggas throwing bricks a week, and now all of a sudden you just stop. No, that money is coming in, and you still got that clientele. The shit is coming. The shit is moving. Shit is like, you seeing this money, money touching hands. You like shaking and moving, but it's like, now for me to just stop right now.
So when did you? After that time when your case went federal, from then. How long in between was it before you decided to actually sign the 5K one deal and jump on board? Was it the next day?
Nah,
was it a week later? They gave you some time?
They gave me like 2-3 weeks.
They gave you 2-3 weeks?
A month, so I was just like...
There's a lot of sleepless nights, wasn't it?
Then I'm just a lot of drunk nights.
Yeah.
Turning that bottle up like, what?
Yeah.
Smoking heavy, like just drinking, smoking. Mm-hmm. But then it's like, damn.
Oh, so they let you stay out?
Yeah, I was on bail.
I was on bail. Oh, okay, all right.
I was on bail, but they was on my heels. Like,
Yeah.
And I'm thinking too, like, this nigga's already locked up. He just waiting for me. Like, and as we was locked up together in the same dorm. First we was in the same jail. Then we was in MDC. Then we ended up going to we was in Yaphank together because I went to the Queens, and then they shut Queens down. Once they shut Queens down,
you was at I was there. What is it? Geo.
Yeah, I was there, and then they shut that down and sent everybody to Yaphank.
Right.
So when I was in Yaphank, dude, I was, you know, everybody pull up. Like, so the dudes from the city, they sent them to Jersey,
right,
Essex County, sent them upstate. So they divided that whole jail up.
Right.
So they had a whole pod force in there, and shit is just real. Like, you from, you know, people talking like, yo, who case you on? But a lot of people ain't gonna tell you the whole thing. But
that's that Fed talk. Like, who case you on? You don't hear that talk in the state. You only hear that talk, that type of talk in the Feds. So it was like about a month before you jumped on board. Jumped on board. So
about a month, and then I'm like, you know, I'm telling my boy, like, I'm trying to chill right now. The heat is on me.
Right.
You know, the heat is on. Like, he like, yo, come on, man. Like, come on. You know, he like, I got it. Yeah. What up? Like, yo, stop playing. Like, you know, I was my little partner in crime, you know, and we rode together, we go up, come back, and, you know, we was making it do what it do. So at the same time, it's like,
they already had who they wanted you to target?
Yeah.
Same thing like me.
Yeah.
They wanted me to target and shit. They wanted me to target this one person and everything like that. And like I said, man, you know, it's, even though I didn't cooperate, but I can't say I didn't think about it. It was a lot of sleepless nights, man. You know, because I'm to this point, just like you said, I'm to the point to where I'm sitting down and I'm evaluating my life, and I'm saying, God damn, every fucking time I got in trouble, I did 2 state bids. Every time I got in trouble, motherfucker set me up. I got in more trouble than that, but I beat a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? Only charges I couldn't beat was sales. And the 2 state bids I did was for sales, but that still was somebody set me up.
Yeah.
So, you know, here I am now laying up in the Feds, a whole different world.
Different type
of
environment.
It's a different world. It's a different type of climate. It's a different type of everything.
You got people in there that's never coming home.
Never coming home. and you don't necessarily have to kill anybody.
Nope.
You won't come home. You won't come home off of drugs.
70 years,
You're
80
off of
years,
drugs.
just for nonchalant shit. So that's why when you in there, people's mentality is different. And
yeah.
on edge, like I seen one of the big homies get poked up in MDC right in front of my cell. Like they doing the what you call it, the IDs on the, put your IDs on the window. We doing the recall. Lock in for the recall. All right, everybody put your IDs on the window, go lock in. One of the big homies, he wanted to be the last one to lock in, and the MS niggas jumped on his head and was double fisting on him.
Yeah.
He had 2 shanks. Both of them had 2 shanks. And it was ugly. Like,
He survived.
He survived. Yeah. And he got a time cut.
Oh, yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, who want to go through that?
Yeah.
Then once you come up, like the police come up, it was a female officer, about 5'2", in there with 120 inmates. One officer with 120 inmates.
What are you going to do?
What do you want to do?
And by the time help do come, some of them could have been dead.
One female officer, 5'2", and 120 inmates. Like, let's be real.
Yeah.
Like, half of these motherfuckers ain't never coming home. You think they won't pop your motherfucker? Like,
yeah, word. Motherfuckers like, stressing. Yeah, motherfuckers stressing too.
You want to go home to your family. Like, the mentality is just different. So it's like, carry yourself different. I'm not gang related. I'm not blood. I'm not Crip. So it's like, you know.
One thing about over there, right? One thing about over there, it mentally fucks with you too. Not only because of you don't know what you're going to get until the day you get sentenced. Yeah. It's not like the state. When you cop out, you take a plea, and that's what you're going to get sentenced to. No, over here, you don't know what you're going to get.
Even if you cooperate.
Even if you don't know.
If you cooperate, you still don't know what you're going to get.
So have you ever, so you did state time before, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many? You did 2 state bids. So you're already over there with you already fall under the career criminal statute.
2 state
looking at 20 years just off those alone.
Just the 2 state bids and the whole bunch of misdemeanors with convictions.
You're already looking at 20 just under that career criminal statute. Okay, so you did 2 state bids, right? What was the bids? The first one?
My first one was a 4.5 to 9.
Second one?
Second one was a flat 3.
Oh, okay. So explain this to me and to my audience. You know, I'm going back to that lifelong lesson that we were taught coming out our mama's wombs.
Don't
tell. So why didn't you tell on the first 2, but told on the second one? Why you applied that no snitch rule to the first 2?
The mandatory minimums.
Yeah, I need for you to break that down.
The mandatory minimums. So
break that down for the audience.
4.5 to 9.
Yeah,
you can do your program. You can get shot. Well, you couldn't get shot off the 4.5 to 9. So I got work release, my first bid.
So that's only like 2.5 years, like before you go.
Yeah, because it's 3.5 years. Well, 36 months to your earliest release date.
Yeah.
So
you had to take KSAT, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I took KSAT. Did off that my first bid, I did 2.5 years. Came home, completed work release, completed parole.
Right.
I completed parole on that one. Nope. I completed work release. Started shucking and jiving again, shaking and moving. I got caught uptown. We was uptown. I got caught with like 300 grams. And my lawyer got me down to a flat 3 that started out at 12.
Right.
And came down like it's different because New York, motherfuckers getting caught with that type of shit all the time. So it's like, you get caught with that type of shit out here, it's like they going off your head.
See, like I told you in the beginning before we started, like all these questions that I'm asking, I already know the answer to. I just need my audience and the young ones to hear the answer.
Yeah.
So now the reason why you applied the no snitch rule to the first 2,
20 years mandatory minimum. That's just. And
that's over here.
And that's
on the third one.
And and that's not even.
You didn't imply that. You didn't imply the snitch rule over here. Tell them why.
I ain't applied because four or 5 years, 9 years, I'm a whole lot down.
Yeah.
All right, I'm young.
Yeah,
I'm in my prime.
You can do that shit.
I go up there, get big, come home and be like, do a couple push-ups, work out.
Man, before you know it, read a few books.
Be looking
it's time
good.
to come home.
Got muscle memory. I can still get it back.
Right.
Like even the second time, the flat, I got caught with 300 grams. I'm like, damn, they might try to hang me. Nah, but it was a different jurisdiction.
Right.
So if I would maybe like out here, Suffolk County, they probably would have off my kufi. They probably would have pushed it to the feds.
Right.
But being that it was in Manhattan, I went to the bookings, went to the island, and everything was everything. Like,
right.
Like a lot of dudes ain't been to the tombs or the islands or go through Rikers, and it's very different from Riverhead.
Yeah.
Nothing like Riverhead. So it's like, but
and the feds is different than all of them.
It is. I think the feds is worse because you got...
Yeah, it is. That's what I'm saying.
The feds is worse because you got these dudes making bangers out of lockers, making bangers out of the bunk beds. They sell razors on commissary. So it's like, from Riverhead, you got to go to the CO to get a razor. To the feds, they got razors on commissary that you can buy. So it's like, they sell razors on commissary? You don't got to give it back? Like, all the weapons and shit you could make, like, people it's crazy.
So what? How much time was you actually facing that made you say, man, fuck this, man, I gotta go on and do this thing? How much time was you actually facing?
25. So because it's like
you had the 20 mandatory?
20 mandatory, but then you got people that say, oh, he had a gun with him.
Oh my, forget it.
And I'm the type of dude, like, I never had a gun.
Right. And all they gotta do is just say you had the gun.
That's all they gotta do. And testify to it. But might be 1 or 2 drunk nights I had to, but after my man got shot, I wasn't trusting the motherfucker. Like I'm a ride for my nigga all day. So my nigga get shot, I got pulled over coming from school. I was going to Bradford Hall, right over here. Right in Bohemia, coming from school, got the shit in my back pocket. Dude take me out the car, search me and everything. Like, the shit was like, it fell from right here to it was sitting on top of my boot. I had some Timbs on.
Shit, yeah.
The shit was sitting on top of my boot. And I'm saying to myself, I'm about to just run.
Yeah.
I was about to just run. But he's like, yo, go sit back in the car. We can write you some tickets. And I'm just like,
ooh.
I'm like, all right. Like, it was a couple times I lucked up. Like,
right.
But.
So like actually you was facing about 25, you said?
Because.
That's probably 20, you're probably 20, a little small.
20 with the
drugs, mandatory
with the drugs, because once they do that, the point schedule and your points add up. 20 with the drugs, and they're gonna tack on 5 consecutive
for the gun.
For the gun.
Yep.
Which I never got caught with a gun ever.
Yeah.
So it's like, how you gonna just tack on 5? But this is what people are saying. So it's like they can be like, well, yeah, I bought drugs from Reese. And I see he had a gun on his lap.
That's all they gotta say. That's all they gotta say.
And that's an extra 5 years.
Yep, that's an extra 5.
So I was facing 25 before I jumped the ship. I'm just like, man, fuck.
Well, at the end of the day, you probably was facing a little bit more because that's 25. That's what it added up to. The judge still can give you more, less.
That's the minimum.
Yeah.
That's the minimum he can give you.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's only the minimum. That's only the minimum. If he want to be nice, if he had a good game of golf yesterday, and, he's talking with Craig and Day.
Yep.
Yeah, if he had a good game of golf, he come in, he feeling good. All right, how you guys doing? You know, but you got to feel the energy in the room.
So it's fair to say, and I've said this plenty of times. So it's fair to say that the people that's only been dealing with the state and haven't done with the feds yet, the state, that's not really a test for you.
No, but you got dudes in the state that's already telling.
Yeah, you got dudes. You got dudes.
You got dudes in the feds that's in the state that's telling just for a year and 2 years. Like,
but this is not even the real test here. The state is a pretest.
That's like
a pretest.
Elementary school.
Yeah, that's a pretest.
You ain't made it to high school yet.
Nah, yeah, that's a pretest before the real test. And that's the main thing that our youth need to know. Is that it's It's two different ball games. The Fed and the states are two different ball games, and they tell you that when you get there. Hey, don't come over here and start talking that state
It's
shit.
like you graduated.
Yeah.
Like
Don't come over here talking this state
You
shit.
graduated from middle school, now you're going to high school. Now
Right.
you're dealing with the big. Now you graduated from high school, now you're going to college. You're
Right.
dealing with the big boys. You're dealing with bigger numbers. The numbers is different. Everything is different. Like when you go from middle school to high school, it's different.
Yeah, it's
you
different.
got to adjust. When you go from high school to college, shit is different. Like you got to handle yourself different, carry yourself different. It's just like everything is different. It's just
it's just different.
time is different. It's not a game. It's not a game because at the same time they're trying to get drugs off the street, but they're trying to, put notches on their belt. Oh, I got this one.
Right.
I got that one. I got this one. So at the same time, it's like you gotta really think, what do you want out of your life? What do you want your life to be like? Like, I always worked, always had a job. Like, even, as I was in the streets, I kept a job. So it's like, I'm not a stranger to working. I'll go bust my ass. I'll go work 2 jobs. Right. Like, that doesn't matter. But a lot of the youth don't think like that. They don't have that skill set, that grind, because
they coming out the gate just straight selling drugs and
they're pacified. They got the internet. They got
all kinds.
We didn't have no internet.
No, we had none of
We
that
had to
shit.
be outside.
Yeah, we had to be out in them streets.
We had to be like, if you wasn't out, who are you? Who?
Yeah.
Reese who?
We had to be out in them streets.
If you wasn't out in the streets, Reese who? You wasn't get the name. How we know you? Who the fuck is Reese? Like, you had to be outside. Now it's like you on Instagram, you Instagram famous, but you famous on YouTube and TikTok and all this. You got 100 views and million views.
Exactly.
But you ain't outside.
Outside in them streets.
Outside, we outside like, what? Yeah, we got a disagreement. We fighting it out. A lot of these dudes now, they get disagreement, they want to throw. They fighting on the
thing. First to start there.
Yeah, first you start texting, SMD and doing all this, but
and when they commit crimes, they tell it all on there.
You can just
because as soon as the police bust their ass, they don't got to do nothing but go to their Facebook page, Instagram page, and find every.
It's crazy how many times I've been watched First 48.
Yeah, they went straight to the joint.
Posting shit. It's like, I'm on Facebook, but the last time I started to just delete the shit because I don't even want the headache. Me liking pictures, I'm liking women's pictures, and they, why you? I'm a man. I like what I like, and I'm gonna like what I like.
That's
but
why
it's just
single life, man. I'm enjoying it. Well, anyway, going back to the subject, man. Yeah, word. So, what was part of your duties that they wanted you to do to work for them? They had to wear wire?
They had certain people who they wanted.
Yeah, and they told you to wear wire? How did you feel?
I felt it was degrading. I felt like,
how did you feel?
Like, damn, really? Like, I was just more like, but see, now it's like the technology that they got, the game is fucked up. They'll give you a pair of glasses to wear, and the glasses got a camera. You can't even see it. The glasses got a camera, audio, video.
That's what you had?
Nah, I had a hat. They gave me a fitted. They gave me a Knicks fitted.
What? With a camera and thing all in it?
Listen, you couldn't tell.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Regular hat. Just
regular
put the hat
word?
on, shit wide up, mic'd up, audio, video, everything. Like, like I wear hats anyway. So you put the fitted on, it's just like I'm just wearing the hat.
Right.
But depending on, hold your head down, have the brim. Listen, the tech now, they got chains.
Yeah, they got all that shit.
Chains.
Most
you
got all
got
that
a fucking, the cameras in the chain. You would never know. They got watches. The cameras in the watch.
Right.
The technology that they got now is so crazy that you'd be an asshole to be in a game hustling and think that you won't go down and get caught, because if a motherfucker's working, which there's plenty of motherfuckers out here working, because Long Island's changed. That's why I left. I'm like, once I see how many people was in this motherfucking dorm from Riverhead, Bellport, Mastic, Corum, out east,
you know what the difference is with that though? You know what the difference is at? Because you don't really see that when you're dealing with the state. Now you're dealing with the feds. Now you get to really see
And
you
these
get to really see all this talent.
And these is gangbangers. These is the real gangsters that's out there ganging.
I seen motherfuckers in there that I thought they was gorilla motherfuckers and shit, you know, walking around like this and all that talent.
Like, you don't, like, once you see it in an abundance from so many people, you got blood, you got Crips.
Yeah, it's different. That whole environment is different over there, man.
And it's just like,
I hope you better.
Listen,
y'all better go find something else to do.
Because for real,
I'm telling y'all, man,
go to school.
This is the reason why I'm having this discussion. It's for y'all. It's not to ridicule my man sitting here.
I'm gonna tell it like it is.
He's gonna tell it like it is, and I'm gonna tell it like it is because I was in those shoes. I thought about telling. It was a lot of sleepless nights for me because you go through all these types of different emotions. You're like, God damn, motherfuckers is telling on me.
Listen.
What the fuck?
You don't know if you going to bust a lick and you dealing with somebody.
The game is scary.
And he got a hat on.
Yep.
If you ain't got a Pooh Shiesty on and be like, yeah, you know, but still they got voice recognition.
Right.
So now they're like, all right, they already got the phone call recorded. The phone call, yo, what's up? You might not be talking crazy on the phone. Yeah, meet me at OK gas station.
Right.
All right, meet you at OK, you follow me out, but then you still got to do the transaction, everything. Everything is recorded. The technology that they got is phenomenal. So
of course.
You're not going to...
We're talking about the federal government here. They got the best of everything.
98% conviction rate.
Yep.
Like, you're not going to win.
And that's not going to trial. Most of that is motherfucking copping out.
The cameras and shit that they got is so small, so little, but they're so accurate and picks up everything. Like, you can't win. If you got somebody... Like, there's a lot of people cooperating.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So, like, that's why I'm like, man, New York, get it together. Get it together.
So now, how did you feel at the time that you had to wear this hat on the people that were showing you love all this time? How did you really, really feel, man?
Shit hurt.
Yeah, shit hurt. Right?
Like, I wasn't me. I wasn't the same me. It wasn't me. It was like, damn, it's like, I wasn't the same person no more. It's like, once you cross over that line, like, you're not the same. But at the same time, it's like, it took me some time to get over it and be like, you know what? I'm me, regardless of what a motherfucker think. The motherfucker wasn't paying my bills. The motherfucker wasn't walking in my shoes. Like, I don't give a fuck. So, at first, I'm like, damn. So, then it was a time, like, when I went to go meet with them. Like, all right. They gave me the hat, strapped me up, like, all right, yeah, go, gave me the bread, go buy 100 grams, go buy 50 grams, whatever. Now, he's like, all right, so when you finish, meet me here. You gonna tell me meet him at the firehouse in Coral. Nigga.
That's for everybody?
The firehouse on motherfucking Mount Sinai. Like, niggas take that back road, and I got... a white leg nigga like, yo, he's behind the firehouse. Like, that's what really, now I'm like, you know what, I'm dying doing this shit no more. It's bad enough I already feel fucked up doing it. But now you got niggas in the street talking like, yo, this nigga, he was behind the firehouse talking to the police, like. Yeah. But at that time, I embraced it. Like, it is what it is. I denied it at the time, but it's like.
Right. So was there a time, like, why did you get locked back up if you was out? Why did they lock you back up?
Because now, like, you still got to do time. It's like, even though you working.
All right, yeah, you brought you in.
Even though you only had like 10 months in. No, when I first got locked up and bailed out, I was in there for like 2 months.
Then you got out. Okay.
Then I got out.
All right.
And then I was like, after that, I was home for like 9-10 months.
Oh, okay. Because this leading to my next question. So there's a time where all of y'all locked up together. Probably not in the same dorm, but all are locked up together, right?
Yeah.
Now, for me being in there too, I seen things like this, that people that were cooperating, right? And if they cooperating on somebody they know, friend, family member, or whatever, they would try to get word to them and be like, yo, man, just take the motherfucking cop out. Because I don't want to have to, you know what I'm saying? You already know I'm cooperating. And then if you don't take the fucking cop out, you're going to get an asshole full of time. I'm going to say, did you ever try to send a message to one of them that you was cooperating on? That type of message?
Nah.
I never tried to.
Nah. And it was like with Mont, we went to court the same day. We was riding on the same bus together. In the same bus, right next to each other, Chaco. And he ain't know.
Did he know at the time? He didn't know at the
Nah.
time? Yeah.
He ain't know. I'm still sticking with my story. Like, you know.
Right.
Yo, you know, I'm still like, I think I was, with my charge, I told him I was like, for the robberies, because I wasn't just selling drugs, I was robbing niggas too. Like, but at the same time.
That's what I heard. That's what I had heard. I heard one of the charges had something to do with some robbery or something, along with all that drug stuff. That wasn't.
Nah,
okay.
they didn't charge me.
All right.
But you know, once you profit, once you tell them, like,
you got to tell everything.
You got to tell them everything you did. So I'm like,
how long was explain to the audience what a profit is?
So once you sign up and
once you sign the 5K1,
like
which is
it's
the
basically
5K1 is
they give you immunity for everything that you did.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You get immunity. You can tell them
it's a cooperation agreement.
You caught a body. You caught 10 bodies.
Yep.
They're gonna give you immunity for that. Just tell them where the body's at.
Right.
And now you working with us, but you're gonna like Sammy the Bull did.
Yeah.
He caught bodies. Yeah, I killed this one, killed that one, killed that one. He did 10 years.
So the profit is they don't just want to know about.
They want to know
other people. They want to know all the crimes you did too.
All the crimes you did from
since you were little.
From going back.
From the first crime ever.
If I'm getting motherfucking immunity for it, yeah, you can.
Right.
You can't, even though the statute of limitations will come out. But now it's like I got a clear conscience. Like,
yeah,
I ain't going to jail if I can't get, I robbed this one, I shot this one, I did this one today. I did, I did a lot of shit, growing up, but I just cleaned the plate. Here. Now all this is off the plate. I got a clean slate. I can just go on and live my life and do what I got to do. Because,
So at what point did dude find out that you had cooperated? At what, do you remember exactly when he had found out? And
he found out when he went to, I guess, the pretrial.
Okay.
Like once you go to trial, you get your paperwork, seeing who's testifying, who gonna be the witnesses, cooperate witnesses, and all of that. That's like really, because the feds is really secretive. Mm-hmm. You're never going to find out who's testifying against you, who's cooperating against you, unless you go to trial.
Yeah, exactly.
And once you go to trial, it's like, all right, they offering you 15, whatever. If you don't take that, you go to trial and blow. We're gonna just push half your kufi off. Mm-hmm. But if you got a decent lawyer, they'll go to trial, and pre-trial, they might cop out in pre-trial. They might not want to, or they might cop out in jury selection. Right. Once they start picking the jury, they be like, yo, all right, he wants to cop out. He'll take the plea. Instead of, wasting. But he found out, like, once he got all his papers and everything.
Yeah, that's when he
found out.
So after all that, after you did all that, how much time did you wind up getting out of all of this?
Like 4. Got locked up at 18, came home in 22.
Yeah, so that's
like 4.5 altogether, like 4.5 years.
Okay. Now I want to talk about something else. Another part of the snitching accusation that you have to deal with inside the prisons. Like I know when you go to a spot, first thing you want to see is the paperwork. So how did you deal with that? Like, so, because I know when you first get there, somebody's gonna come to find out where you from. Mm-hmm. And if you're from New York, all right, you're in the New York car. If you're from Texas, you're in a Texas car. If you're from North Carolina, you're in North Carolina. That's the way it goes. Mm-hmm. So if somebody come to you and find out where you at, or you from New York car, somebody else, even if that person is not from New York, they're gonna let somebody else know that's from New York. Then they gonna come holler at you.
They can tell by your number.
Yeah. Oh, okay, that's true. That's true
they tell by your number where you from.
That's right. So how was that experience for you? Because you, like you said, They want to see paperwork soon we get to any spot we go to.
Well,
how was that experience for you?
I never really went to the pen or to a pound.
Oh, you did? Oh, so you did most of your time in...
I went from MDC to Geo to Yapane.
Oh, so you never got a chance to go through.
I ain't even. So for some of these young cats that don't know, when you get in the feds, they not just shipping you. You're not going upstate.
Mm-hmm.
You're going.
This is not a federal.
You're going
this is not
all
a state
over the
thing.
country.
You're going all over the country.
You're going to California. They got a federal pen in Texas. They shipping you hundreds of miles away from your family. Like you going thousands of miles away from your family. You're not just going. Nah, you're going to Missouri. You're going to that spot, Missouri. You're on that plane, and then you're going wherever. You're not just going. And it all depends on your conduct and how you conduct yourself while you in there. You know.
Right.
But I never dealt with that because
you never made it that.
Okay. Never made it that far. Like I got time served. Once I got sentenced.
Oh, okay.
Like due to me cooperate, I got time served.
So this the $1 million question right here. What would you say to, do you ever think about this? Like if you met up with a person that you cooperated on, what would you say or how would it play out? Did this ever cross your mind? And if so, what you think? Would you have a conversation with?
Of course.
Are you willing to?
I'm looking forward to it.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to it because motherfuckers think, oh, because I told, like, I'm supposed to hide. I'm not supposed to show my face. I'm a pop. You nigga ain't gonna tell me.
Hold on, wait a minute. I'm glad you brought that up because I just want to make something else clear too. Just because a motherfucker tell, don't mean a motherfucker a sucker.
Man,
that don't mean a motherfucker a sucker. Because there's plenty of times where when I was, and you never made it, but in spots I was at, I seen motherfuckers come back from court, motherfuckers whispering and shit, oh, this nigga, then motherfucker come back from court and say, listen, yo, I heard as a whole, listen, stand up in the dorm, in the middle of the dorm, making an announcement. Yo, hold on, wait a minute. I heard there's a lot of snickering and bickering going around about me cooperating. Yeah, I'm motherfucking cooperating. And if anybody feels some type of way about it, let's do something right now.
Crickets.
Because they don't, nobody gonna stand up on a one-on-one. They want to do this, the other shit, throw piss and shit on your bed, steal shit out of your locker, gang up on, stuff like that. But on some one-on-one shit, crickets.
But I never really, with that.
Yeah, you never dealt with that because But go back to that question that I asked you. Like, are you looking for? You ever thinking about the time? Like, damn, what would you say? Or are you willing to have?
I'm definitely willing to have a conversation.
Have you spoken to anybody since then, or try to send a kite or send a message or anything like that? So
I cooperated on 2 people.
Okay.
So 2 people. One. He already sent paperwork out. He like, yo, he said this, he said that. Like, listen, it is what it is. I ain't mad at you, but at the same time, I wore a wire, but it's like, in the same sense, it's like, you line me up.
Mm-hmm.
Because,
what do you mean by that?
Because if I was never fucking with the nigga who you sent to me, I wouldn't be put in that situation to where I dealt with him. I didn't even know him. Now, I was dealing with people who you sent to me. Right. So if you would never sent them to me, like when he goes in 9, 8 o'clock and they call his phone, oh, yo, call John. Right. So if you never send him to me, I'm doing you a favor. But at the same time, you doing me a favor. We get money, but it's like now I'm dealing with somebody who I'm not familiar with. Now when he get knocked off and he telling both of us, but now when I get knocked off, he's already telling on both of us. Mm-hmm. All I did was just jump on board, like.
Yeah, because you outnumbered. You outnumbered. When you start off, the deck is stacked against you. When you start off in them streets, the odds are stacked against you. And what I mean by that is that the streets is not gonna never show you no loyalty. Right?
Never.
See, but I wasn't taught that. I had to figure that shit out on my own. I wasn't taught that. I was taught that you show the streets loyalty. You don't tell. That's what I was taught. I was never taught that they was going to tell on me. Now, I didn't cooperate, but I can't sit around here and go bragging about it because I still feel like a fucking sucker. I'm gonna tell you why I feel like a sucker. It's because here I am trying to stay loyal to something that never stayed loyal to me, that doesn't give a fuck about me. You know what that's kind of like? That's kind of like having a girlfriend, right? You got a girlfriend, you loyal as a motherfucker to that, loyal and faithful, right? But she out doing whatever. Come to find out, she was fucking everybody, or she is fucking everybody, right? And then when you get back to you, how the fuck are you gonna feel? Because you're gonna feel like a straight fucking sucker because here it is, you was loyal and faithful to this bitch. And she out fucking every goddamn thing, making you look like a goddamn fool. That's the same thing with the streets, same concept. Streets is making you look like a goddamn fool.
But and that was one of the other dudes who I cooperated on.
Right.
Books. So it's like Books and mine was only two people I cooperated on.
Right.
And with Books, it's like in 2002, I was up north. Danny living right on Wilson. He been fucking my baby mother since back then. Even when I came home, I'm like, yo, I heard, no. Listen, even if you was, I'm not mad. Like, that's her pussy. She gave it to you, Mm-hmm. But we men, we can scrap it out. We can do whatever and leave it, be bygones.
Right.
Nah, bro, I swear to God, no. Until she ended up telling me. But it's like, only after the fact.
Right.
So it's like, I knew, but it's like, over the years, we going out of state together. We taking trips. We going to parties. We going to bars. You come get me for fights. I'm plucking this one out for you. Like, we rocking and rolling, but at the same time, you fuck my baby mother. I don't give a fuck. Like, that's her pussy, but at the same time, where's the loyalty? Smiling in my face for 20 plus years.
So is that one of the reasons that came up in your head?
Nah.
You decided to say,
Nah, because he was already on the radar.
Oh, okay.
He was on the radar. They was like,
right.
All right, what about, they got a book. Everybody in the fucking hood. Everybody. Yeah. I mean, everybody in that book, I knew first and last name basis. You know him?
Yeah, of course. And let me tell you something else about this cooperation thing. It don't always have to be on the books.
Nah, it
motherfuckers cooperating off the books too.
And getting paid for it.
And getting paid for it. Like,
and
you know what I'm saying?
So,
at the end of the day, man, it's crazy out there, man. Do you know what you would say to any of them if you seen them?
Like,
or would it be like, oh, nigga, like, fuck you, then, like, you know what I mean? Or
I think I felt more bad about lining Mont up than Books up.
Okay.
Because
why is that?
Because Mont, he was a good dude, never, good dude. Always one,
Of course, I ain't never
trying
always been a good dude.
Help a nigga out, look out, yo, you got some bud here, take some bud, like put money in nigga pockets. I ask nigga, yo, I'm locked up, I need some bail money. Yo, I got you, him. Like, I felt bad.
Right.
I felt bad about, lining him up. Like,
yeah.
My man still think I lined him up. I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here. Hey, what? Like, you my man. I ain't gonna line you up, but I did tell him in my 5K statement, like, shit that we did in the past.
Right.
Like, the past shit, statute of limitations, they can't charge us with that, but I'm gonna just get it out there, like, before somebody else go in the proffer and be like, oh yeah, I did this with John, this, and that.
Right.
But not knowing, like, you gotta tell this, and then if you lie, deal is off the table.
Deal is off the table.
So if you lied about the shit that you done did, or the shit that you told them, the shit is off the table. So now it's like, all right, I'm gonna just tell them what I did. What the fuck? But yeah, I feel bad about more so Mont. Like, definitely I'll sit down with him and have a conversation. I ain't want to kiss nobody's ass and feel, but like, I tell him like, yo, listen, I did what I did, but at the same time, it's like, I feel the way I feel. Like, I feel like you lined me up by just sending this nigga to me. You not knowing that he was already working with these niggas, but
when is he supposed to be coming out? Soon?
I'm not even sure.
I mean, hopefully, man. I would like to see everybody, work this thing out and put it behind them. I know it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if a motherfucker's willing to, we grown men, even if we ain't gotta fuck with each other no more, but just sit down and have that talk. And I wish that for you guys. Like, I wish that on you. Hopefully, I wish we could do it on here.
I don't mind. Listen,
I wish we could do it on here.
Because I ain't got no hard feelings about nothing I did. Like, I don't regret nothing. I just learned from it. I definitely learned from it. And it's like, you know what? It's like looking back on the way I was moving and shit I was doing. All the money I was getting, I should have took that money, invested in, just opened up a legal business now and just been living.
Right.
Like, it take what? 30, 40,000, 50,000 to open up a legit business, have you like a little nest egg, open something up to where you just, everything is good.
Right.
Do what you do, have your rent for a couple months, have this for a couple months, you paying your insurance off, and just once that shit get rolling, get the ball rolling, you good. Like, do what you good at. Like,
do what you good at, exactly.
Like, I do all types of shit. I do construction, tile, I do it all. I got a certification for HVAC, like, I'm going to get my CDL. I do a lot of different things. I don't just hustle, but I got that street knowledge.
Yeah, of
like
course.
I've always been a street person,
yeah,
so
exactly.
it's like,
and it's still good to have. It's still good to have now, as long as we're not involved. But it's still good to have, and I'm glad and you're not involved.
Yeah,
right. That's a good thing about it. I got one final question because we're gonna have to wrap this up. Like I told you, this shit go by fast. Once you sit down and you talking, we probably been here already for about an hour and a half talking already, man. Just went by that fast. But anyway, just last and final questions before we wrap this up. What's the reason that you decided to sit down and have this interview with me, knowing the magnitude of this topic? What's the reason that you sat down? That you decided to sit down and have this?
I am who I am. I'm an old man. Like,
right.
Never ran from nobody. I'm not going to run from it. Like, the truth is the truth. Like, it is what it is. I'm not going to run from it. So I sat down to get my story out there, but at the same time to let the youth know the shit is not worth it, man.
No.
Like, because they got a bed for you.
Yes, they got a bed for you.
They got a jail for you.
Yes, they do.
And they're making money off of us, dollar, hand over fist. So
yes,
they might not know, like, once you enter jail, you're legally a slave. They legally can have you working for slave labor, paying you 13 cents
an hour
on the dollar.
So that's the thing that killed me. A motherfucker work 13 cents an hour in jail, but they want to come home and they don't want to work.
Come home and get a job. Like, I don't understand. You work in jail for 13 cents on a dollar, but you come home and won't get a jail. You don't want to better yourself, and it's crazy. But go to school, man.
Yo, yeah, my youth.
School, stay in school. Like,
the reason why I did this and I did have this conversation and have him come on because I want you guys to get this. We're telling you the real story of what really goes down, what emotions and all this shit you go through when you're in a position that me and him been in. A lot of y'all probably have never ever been in that position yet. So please don't think that the state is some type of test that you pass because you didn't tell. No, that is not the test.
That's what
the test is over here, man. But you don't want to make it over here. You don't want to make it over here. You heard it from the horse's mouth. You know what? Matter of fact, you ain't got to take it. You heard it from a motherfucker that didn't cooperate, but thought about it. You heard it from a person that actually cooperated, and you still don't want to take heed. We don't want to listen to us? Okay, then do your own homework about the feds and see how many motherfuckers they got to cooperate. I want to straighten something out right now because a lot of people think that it's what you hear all the time. Oh, snitching ain't part of the game. Snitching ain't part of the... Yes, the fuck it is. That's why they doing it. It's part of the game. It's a get out of jail free card. That's where motherfuckers is teaching you wrong at. It is part of the game. The feds had to come back with something to get people to start talking.
Money.
Yeah, money and time cuts. This is how we're gonna get people to stop talking. This is how we're gonna get people to stop that. Oh, I'm not snitching. And then, not only top of that though, come up with these laws that carry an asshole full of time. To bust their pipes. So once again, I can't stress this enough to my youth, man. Y'all better go find something else to do. Y'all don't want this. Y'all don't want this smoke. I don't want to see you. I don't want to see you. I want to wish your shit on my worst enemy. Being in those shoes. I never ever want to be in those shoes again. That's why, first of all, that's why I bowed out gracefully. Because I almost, this time, so I know it's the second time I am going to tell. So you know what? I'm going to do all of us a motherfucking favor. I'm going to bow the fuck out and stop playing around in this bullshit ass one-sided motherfucking game. And what I mean by one-sided, I mean that the streets don't want you to, you're not supposed to tell it on the streets, but the streets going to tell on you. One-sided.
Tell everything.
Yeah, tell every motherfucker. You ruin your motherfucking whole life. And you're just supposed to sit there and take, that.
Hold it down.
Yeah, hold it down. So my youth, please, man, take heed. Man, find something else to do. And my man, John, once again, man, I appreciate you coming on, man, telling your story. I don't give a fuck what you did. You're still a friend of mine. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I condone it. I'm not saying I do condone it. Don't condone it. What I'm saying is I was there and I understand what the fuck goes on. You know? So I wish you nothing but good luck in your future endeavors. And I hope that dudes that do come home, maybe one day y'all can sit down and have a conversation, even if it's just to have a conversation. We ain't gotta fuck with each other no more. But just to, you want to hear why? You want to hear my story? This is my story, you know. And I, you know, hope y'all can work this thing out and move along, and everybody go, you know, live their life.
From what I'm hearing, it shouldn't be long now.
No, yeah, there's a couple of them coming.
Shouldn't be long now. They be home, couple years, couple months.
You know,
like, you know, like I ain't going nowhere.
And at the same time, man, at the end of the day, like I said, I don't care what you do, but you're still a stand-up dude. You know, to sit down and come in here and have this conversation, to sit down and say you would want to have a conversation with them, the ones that you cooperate on, to also reach out to the youth. Listen, don't do what I do. Don't do what I did. I'm trying to save you from a life of misery, and at the end of the day, that's still a stand-up person to me.
Like a lot of people not gonna tell you, like, yo, listen.
No, they're not. That's what I'm trying to say. All they're gonna say is this was a snitch and that was a snitch. Oh, this motherfucker snitching, that motherfucker snitching. Like the 40-year-olds and 50-year-olds do on all these podcasts. Oh, this motherfucker snitching, that motherfucker. 40 and 50 years old, you still talking about this one and that one snitching? And our youth ain't learning shit from that.
I've like, it's people who I've heard talking shit about me, saying shit about, like, and I can't count on two hands how many motherfuckers I know in the hood that done told and still in the hood, like, it is what it is. Like, yeah. I think T.I. said it the best, man. I ain't move away because I'm afraid. I move away to make a way. I moved away to make a way, not move away because you afraid. I ain't afraid of nothing because I come back and these shits work. Yeah. You want to fight? How do you want to get on some gangster shit? Or we can handle like some gentlemen.
Has anybody confronted you about your snitching since you've been home?
No. I don't even socialize myself with the same people no more, man. Right. I call my family, like, it's a couple bros I still fuck with. Some bros don't fuck with me no more. I still got the same love for them, but at the same time, it is what it is, because it's like,
okay, we could do it that way. You don't want to fuck with, I don't want to fuck with you.
You know, I love you from a distance.
You know what I'm saying?
It's all love. It's all love.
Okay, all right. Hey, I'm going to end this right here, man. Once again, man, I appreciate you, man. Stay up.
Appreciate you
and keep doing your thing. You got an open door policy here. Anytime you want to come on, want to talk about it, let me know. Hit me up. All right?
Got you.
All right, peace. I want to thank my audience for tuning in. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and share. And until the next time, y'all, HoodStarzz podcast. We out.
Peace.